Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the Xbox bloodbath because yesterday Microsoft fired pretty much everybody up and down the ladder of Xbox, closing entire studios, shutting down games like Perfect Dark, Everwild, new MMOs, but it turns out we didn't have the full story, and a bunch more people actually got fired last night, and a bunch more projects just got canned. Hideo Kojima's secret horror game Overdose, that's dead. The guy who invented Doom originally, which is John Romero, was making a new secret Doom project for Microsoft. That's now dead. Across the board, I have to talk about this, but I also want to explore the fact that a lot of Xbox fans are now turning on each other. There's been this almost dogfight where people are not mad at Xbox enough, in my opinion. A lot of people are still trying to blame each other for the fact that, honestly, Game Pass is what killed this. Phil Spencer is what killed this more than anything else. But let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I have to start with the fact that this was just announced as I was setting up all my notes for this video. HELLDIVERS 2 is coming to Xbox, which was one of those leaks I definitely didn't believe. But also, they're dropping it the same day as the Gears of War remake. Very, very strange. But let me actually begin with this. So, this is Chris Avellone. This is the original developer and writer for games like Planescape Torment, Fallout New Vegas, a bunch of the Star Wars KOTOR games. This guy is the writer. This guy is a very, very classic, tenured badass. He made some of the best basic video game stories of all time. And he randomly dropped this, and I have to say that it was very shocking to me, sending good vibes to those affected by the bizarre Microsoft layoffs. Hope you find new jobs soon, as mouthpieces like Jez Corden and Clobryle thrive like rimmers on the underbelly of Xbox news. You two can F right off, you pathetic shills. Wow. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh my god, be sensitive. Game journalism is dying. They need to sound upbeat because they have to sound like Xbox is doing something, or else they get stuck just writing strategy guides. Which titles were in trouble? Sorry, I didn't have any sources. Now, people are basically calling each other liars. You were straight up gaslighting people. A lot of people basically are very much turning on each other. A lot of these accounts, it does feel like they're kind of coping with the fact that these shutdowns, a lot of these Xbox fan accounts, I do think a lot of these Xbox YouTubers, they're still kind of reeling from the fact that this implosion, it's hard to truly understand it. I've had a chance to go on a lot of Xbox podcasts and talk to a lot of Xbox journalists, and something a lot of them say is that the fun of hyping up Xbox is like the promise of what it's going to be. They keep saying, okay, it's not great yet, but I can see where it's going. I can see the potential. And it's funny that now that Xbox is just gone, a lot of them are kind of going, well, crap, I've been cheerleading a crater all this time. Looks like Xbox Publishing was funding a new unannounced project by John Romero. That funding is now canceled. Upbrate, a Romero Games employee, has claimed the whole studio is being let go as a result of Microsoft's cuts, with many advertising on LinkedIn that they've lost their jobs. Now, essentially, what happened is that within the industry, it's very common where even if there's a studio you don't own, a lot of times you'll fund a project. You go, okay, I don't want to buy this entire studio, but for, I don't know, a couple $1 million, instead of buying something for $1 billion, I'll fund their next project for $20 million and then advertise it myself, and then I get permanent exclusivity. We've seen that a bunch in the past. It's happened where you saw something like Street Fighter V being PlayStation 4 exclusive because it was paid for development-wise by Sony, or when we saw that with, what was that, Quantum Break for the original Xbox One, where Remedy partnered with Microsoft to fund that game. They were doing that in secret. They were basically having the creator of Doom create a new Doom for them, and now it's just dead. They're just cutting funding. But unfortunately, we have a lot more to go. It's been interesting watching a lot of the biggest Xbox journalists try to figure out how to talk about this. A lot of them are like, it's ugly to take victory laps when people are losing their jobs, and even uglier to call Xbox to shut down, given there's still thousands of employees there for better or for worse. It's a Microsoft top-down that needs to change, and its attitude, customers, and employees. Sell the brand to a better company. But this is the thing, is I keep seeing people like Jez Obviously, this guy, his whole job is hyping Xbox. He doesn't have another job. This is his whole job has been, I got secret Xbox sources. And now he's basically, okay, well, what if all of his sources just got fired? What if there's no Xbox to say rah, rah, rah about? Why is the game industry struggling right now? The game industry is facing a significant shift in how players purchase games, with nearly 30% of gamers expected to buy no new games in 2025. Now, this is a number people have talked about a lot, and a lot of Xbox people specifically keep training this, keep talking about this, because I do believe in the fact that Xbox has, to a great deal, told you not to buy games. Microsoft, more than anybody else, has said, don't bother purchasing, don't bother owning, just get a Game Pass subscription. And I think more than anything else, that's trained people, hey, if there's not something new to play, don't even care about Xbox. Don't even log into your Xbox. I do think that the complete implosion of the Xbox brand is 100% entirely this full dedication to Game Pass. It didn't make enough money, and now their fan base won't buy games even when they are actually good. Oh God, yeah. I keep seeing a lot of people. Destin Legary basically was like, yeah, I accidentally posted a video about the Xbox handheld and how it's the future of gaming. People are now weaponizing that. A lot of people posting memes. The future of Xbox looks bright. Okay, but next up, Halo. The Halo studio had layoffs last night. It sounds like they're basically trying to gut that studio as well. 343 Industries. They're doing a Halo Combat Evolved remake, a standalone multiplayer project, and a continuation of the Halo 7 story. And everyone's like, bro, there's no way this game is ever coming out. A lot of people have said that what's weird about this is that these firings are because essentially they're trying to find a way to make everything AI. Every single part of the entire thing. The coding, the voice acting, the writing, the graphics, the textures. They're trying to make it so these new games have 0 employees. Now, even if you do like AI, obviously I don't really like AI. I just think a lot of AI stuff looks like crap. And even when it does look good, I feel like it's still a weird feeling. You can tell that no human really touched it. I just feel like no one's going to care about AI games. If you're trying to sell me a $70 game where 0 employees get any of that money, where every single bit of it just goes to some CEO who doesn't even know the name of the game, that to me sounds incredibly boring, especially with Halo. Halo, when it originally came out, was one of my favorite games of all time. It was the first real multiplayer shooter I ever got into. I mean, I used to go to Halo tournaments, and the fun thing was every angle you're sniping from, every weapon placement, there was this purposeful, cool, raw excitement. You could tell the fingerprints of who made it. Whereas if it's just being AI generated, I don't care. Especially because there's all those all those Halo novels that are really good. Are they going to start generating the AI novels as well? The mood in the studio has been tense, especially when it comes to one project that's recently in crisis, according to the developer. I don't think anybody is really happy with the quality of the product right now. There's been a lot of tension and pep talks to try to rally the ship. In 2023, there's been a general shift towards working with contracted studios rather than individual contractors in the United States and Europe to speed up Halo production. There has been talks that there is some sort of mysterious new Halo coming out that, like we saw in that previous tweet, talks about maybe some sort of Halo Combat Evolved remake. But at this point, I mean, I truly don't think that Xbox is even going to survive. I mean, I think they're going to sort of limp out that next console. I mean, this is very clearly the end of it. But here's one I wanted to talk about, which is this. Here we go. Yeah. Project Overdose. So Project Overdose, there's been a lot of leaks and talks about this, but essentially, Kojima is making a big horror game. And the horror game sounds pretty good. The teasers for it have been pretty spooky, but the talk is that it's got some sort of cloud-based technology to it, where the whole idea behind it, and it's very Kojima, is that your phone is connected to it, your TV is connected to it, your console is connected to it, and it sounds like while you're playing the game and while you're not playing the game, it'll send you fake texts or extra clues. Your TV can turn itself on or something like that. The whole idea is to make something where it feels like the pervasive supernatural nature of it is more haunting than just what's on the screen. And it's a great idea. Honestly, I think that's super cool. Apparently, Kojima's been trying to do this for years and years, but the technology just wasn't there yet. it sounds like apparently the whole contract of it, what's going on is that as they fire everybody at Xbox, all the connections to Kojima Productions, it's just fallen apart. Now, there hasn't been some more definitive sources about this yet, but it does seem like if Sony could go in there and just pick it up and publish it or something like that, I think that would be cool. But, I mean, this was revealed at the Xbox Showcase last year, and it was confirmed at that time to be an Xbox exclusive, but I don't think Kojima's going to bother to make a game for a console with like 10 players. Halo Studios hit with layoffs. One of their projects already close to cancellation. General morale low. Huge push to replace people with AI. I feel such apathy towards Halo and Halo at this point. At the Xbox and Halo point, hard to even feel mad. I just feel nothing. What is happening? Xbox has put itself into such a strange position where originally it did feel like we all called it the big three. I feel like people that start gaming today would never believe the fact that for almost 20 years now, almost 20 years now, there was this big battle between Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. And now Xbox is just dead. And they're not coming back. There will never be a big three again. How weird. I don't know. Early AM thoughts. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about the future of Xbox? And how do you feel about, well, Halo specifically? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.